Okay, hey y'all. So I was asked a question. It's something like this. It's how many grams of O2 are needed? Pull this camera up a little bit here. There we go. To completely react with 17.5 grams of N2. All right, the very first thing I do before I even read this question, and it's got this reaction like this. Before I even read this question, I see grams. Remember, you turn it into mole. You do that by dividing by the molar mass. So the first thing I do is divide by the molar mass. N2 has a molar mass of 28.01 grams per mole. So my calculator, do 17.5 divided by 28.01, and I get an answer of 0.62476. This had 3 sig figs, so I'm going to make sure to write 5 sig figs, at least 3 plus 2 more. So essentially this is not saying this, it's actually saying 0.62448. 0.62478, sorry, my bad. 0.62478 mole. All right, so always take grams and divide by the molar mass of that thing to turn it into mole. Okay, so that's the number of moles that we would put down here. Okay. And now we can move on. The question is how many grams of O2? Oh, O2, that's over here. In other words, that's going to be our question mark. So we're starting with here, and we're going to end up here. We do our little thingy. We know this is 0.62478 grams, or mole, excuse me, of N2. If that's mole of N2, I must put mole of N2 down. There's 1 mole of N2 for every 1 mole of O2. Cool. And this took us all the way to mole of O2. So now we know how many mole of O2 would be needed to react completely with this. Should be the same. It's going to be 0.62478 moles of N2, or moles of O2. But the question is how many grams, meaning we have to put this thing in grams. We could go here and get mole and then turn it into grams, or we can just keep going. Remember, to put grams into mole, we divide it by the molar mass. Now we've got it in mole. To put mole into grams, we multiply by the molar mass. Or you could just continue this sucker on right here and say, and you know that a mole of O2 has 32.00 grams. And take that number times 32. Times 1 divided by 1, we didn't need to do those, and I get 19.99 grams of O2. Now remember, this thing over here only had 3 sig figs. This has 4. These are infinite, infinite, 3, 4. Remember that 3 is smaller, so our answer needs to have 3, which means this has to be 20.0 grams, because it's going to round up. All right, I hope that helped.